perspective taking means if I want to understand you, that means I have to be willing to totally and completely take my perspective and put it aside and focus 100% on yours. And it goes beyond the old adage, walking in somebody else's shoes. This is walking in their emotion, walking in their experiences, walking in their mindset, and all of that to give you a different sense and a different understanding of what that person is experiencing. So I agree with you that a lot of that is there, but I think at the same time, you have people like me who was being raised up by my activist mother, and now I have a completely different perspective from that. And I grew up in a household where we learned about Black history. You know what I mean? And so it's either, from an education perspective, you either buy into the idea that public school, or like the separate but equal, and we know that is a lie. But if you buy into that, there are people who bought into that. But I would put on the table that a lot of times they buy into it because of fear. And so one of the things that we talk about a lot is this generational trauma. So what is it that you have been generationally inheriting over the course of time from your ancestors and all of that? Because you also have to remember, if you go back to like roots, right? There were some slaves who was like, I'm out of here. Like, I can't stand this. I need to get out of here. I'm taking my family. We're going to figure out how to get. We got to go through the woods, cross the river. We're going to do what we got to do. Right. But then there were other ones who were a little bit more complacent. But I would put it out there that part of that was also, socialization, conditioning, and fear. Because if you're conditioned to absolutely fear this person or this situation or these circumstances, that becomes a part of who you are. And then it's easy for you to pass that along from generation to generation to generation.
It becomes normalized.
It becomes normalized. Yeah. But then on the other hand, somebody like me growing up in that activism kind of household, that became normalized for me. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So doing that perspective taking, because it's a way of really opening up and understanding that your experience on this particular topic can be very different from mine, though we might be standing and locking arms for the same thing because we need this racism to go away, but our experiences and how we got from where we are to where we are right now to have this conversation can be very different.